Illinois dominates in its season opener against Jackson State behind David Mirkovic and Keaton Wagler. Also, got some injury stuff to talk about. And also, I have to bring myself down. I had to get the Bart Simpson meme out last night. There's a lot to talk about. Got a big game on Friday, but overall, huge win yesterday. Let's discuss From Beyond Champaign coming up next. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of From Beyond Champaign. Happy Tuesday night, the day after Illinois beats Jackson State in its season opener, 113-55. Really fun season opening game. Let me know your thoughts day after, how you're feeling a day after. I'm assuming you're feeling better than maybe even yesterday, or maybe you've brought yourself down from the little high that they gave us. It was Jackson State, but it was also fun to see the guys out on the court playing ball, looking good. 113 points, can't complain too much about it. Before I get too far in, hit the like button here on YouTube. Would appreciate it. And also a shout out to all of you who subscribe on YouTube. We hit 800 subscribers on the dot. I think yesterday is when I hit 800 subscribers. So I appreciate y'all. I want to give y'all a shout out. It's a small channel. It's a small community, but I think when times are fun, we have a good time. And when times are bad, we air it out here on this YouTube channel. If you're on Twitter, hit that link in the caption, come over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Again, Illinois wins 113-55 last night. The freshmen shined for Brad Underwood's squad. I thought Ben Hummerkaus had a great game. The defense looked really good. Again, Jackson State, but that first half, under 30 points allowed, I believe. Both halves, I believe, under 30 points allowed. So they dominate on the board, 61 rebounds to like 19. There's a lot of, stats that are like, wow, I can't believe they did that. But then also you got to remember they played Jackson State. So is what it is. I will say, would have started the show earlier, but I caught the end of the Bulls game, and without Ayo Dosunmu, the Bulls trailed by 24 tonight, came all the way back. Nikola Vucevic hitting the game-winning shot at the United Center to beat the 76ers. Bulls now 6-1. And only reason I bring this up is because how many Illini fans would just absolutely love a Bulls season where they're actually kind of not more than just what we look at as like a play-in team, but like a playoff contender led by the duo of Josh Giddey and Ayo Dosunmu. Like, because that's what I think this team is with Nikola Vucevic and, and Kobe White when he comes back. I think those are like your four key players on this Bulls team. And like Ayo has been on the Bulls for so long and they haven't been good outside of his rookie season where, at the beginning of the year, he was fighting for minutes off the bench, got an opportunity and made his name well-known immediately to Billy Donovan. But other than that, he's been on a bunch of mediocre, bad teams. And so this team, again, 6-1, it's early. They look really fun. And I know there's other Illini across the NBA, Terrence Shannon in Minnesota, Will Riley with Washington, and Kasparis Giacochonis with Miami. I don't think he's made his debut yet because of a groin injury, but Ayo has a really special place in all of our hearts as Illini fans because he was the one who brought Illinois basketball back to relevance, in my opinion. And it sucked to watch him be like on mediocre teams these last handful of years. He's in a contract year, and I know he didn't play tonight, but I'm excited for this Bulls team, not only because I'm a Bulls fan, but also because Ayo Dosunmu was on the team. And so as an Illini fan, I'm rooting for him for multiple reasons. And so I'm curious how Illini fans would feel about this Bulls team. I'm not saying they're going to go win the championship or anything, but just like it's been so long since they were even like, more than just competitive, but like making a top 6 seed in the Eastern Conference. I think it's legit considering a lot of the injuries in the Eastern Conference. The fact that they're 6-1, Josh Giddey looks like an all-star. Io looks like one of the best two-way players in the NBA, in my opinion. I don't know. It's early, but I'm just really excited because Io's on this team and the Bulls are making it's a weird feeling. Like I'm actually enjoying watching them. So we'll start a show earlier, but I actually Bulls basketball is becoming appointment television. Like they're on, I kind of want to watch, and it hasn't been like that for a long time. And I would assume it has been a big part of that. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments or whatever. But back to the guys playing orange and blue. I was talking about Io, and one of the reasons that we loved Io is because he, from Morgan Park, comes to Illinois as a freshman and is the first big get for Brad Underwood. And I bring that up because the freshman shined in this game against Jackson State. David, can I just call him David? Like, y'all gonna be mad if I call him David? David Mirkovic. Dude just is showing out. I mean, I Googled his name today. First thing that comes up from Sports Illustrated is David Mirkovic, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, or does he have a chance to win Big Ten Freshman of the Year? That's how much hype he's getting in just one game. You could talk about the exhibition against Illinois State if you want as well, but he was getting hype in the quote unquote preseason / exhibition season. He has it in the first game that truly mattered in the Illinois season. He had a huge night. 19 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, and probably would have flirted with a real triple-double if, it wasn't an absolute blowout. 2 turnovers. He had an incredible game, man. And Brad Underwood pretty much said in the postgame that, I think it was him or maybe it was Ben Hummergast. They were talking about how like that underhand pass that he made in that game, like on the fast break that led to a fast break dunk. He was basically told not to do that, but that was probably my favorite moment from the entire game, just because it made absolutely no sense and I had never seen anything like it, but it was awesome. He is fun. I have enjoyed watching him in the exhibition game, and in the first game of the season, he is fully exceeding any expectation I had of him. He is going to be fun to watch, and he is a guy that I think is going to give a lot of Big Ten teams fits because he can shoot the three, hit a couple threes last night early to get to get Illinois' offense going. He can drive the basket, post up a little bit. He's obviously with 14 rebounds, active on the boards. Like he's just doing all these things. The dude is an absolute baller, man. Absolute baller. David Mirkovic is a guy that we're going to be talking about a lot this season. I don't really know what else to say about him, so I'm going to let y'all listen to Brad Underwood talk about him a little bit. This video is from my good pal Glenn Kenley over at WCIA in Champaign, the CBS affiliate. This is Brad Underwood on David Mirkovic.
Again, we've seen him shoot it, drive it, pass it, play make. I think those are all the things that good players do. And so I think it's not just one thing where we've isolated and said, well, you're 6'9", you're 260 pounds, that means you go to the post. I don't care about that. So I think it's just putting him in positions to be successful. And the one thing he's proven to us is that he can do that. And he's still learning. It's gonna be harder. Maybe but he's got a unique IQ. He's very cerebral. He's a great problem solver. He's a great teammate, and so he doesn't care if he scores. And the thing I've been pleased with is the skill set, the run, pass, and shoot. He's or dribble, pass, and shoot. He's got all that.
He's got all that, my friends. He's got all that and more. Listen, Brad Underwood, he will always boost his guys probably more than they should be. But that's his guys. He goes to war for his guys. And that's one of the things that I love about him. But he's not wrong, though, about Mirkovic. Like, this guy, we need to see more, but he's raising some eyebrows here early on. He's even getting a little attention from the national media. When I see the first thing related to him on Google today and it being from Sports Illustrated, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. The other freshman that I'm really enjoying is Keaton Wagler, a guy who, you know, I can't remember. Wasn't he outside the top 100 in prospects coming into this season in terms of ranking? Someone let me know if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he was outside the top 100 on some lists at least. Because of Mihailo Petrovic's situation with eligibility and the fact that he's been hurt, that has allowed Wagler to kind of step in. Brad Underwood gave Kylan Boswell a lot of credit for helping Wagler become a better player during the offseason over the summer. And I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I did not expect him to be starting the first game of the year. I don't know if he'll be starting by the end of the year, but 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Yeah, he had 3 turnovers, but 4 of 8 from the field. And he went to the free throw line 10 times. I think he had like 7 drives of the basket. He looks like he's composed and has really good control when he's got the basketball in his hands. Like, when you watch him, you don't feel like he's in too big of a rush. Like, he just feels very comfortable doing what he's doing. He's not trying to do too much. And I'm not used to seeing that from a lot of freshmen, at least ones that didn't get a lot of hype, I guess. I think the hype for him started once practice started and, we see some highlights and you get the exhibition game, stuff like that. But whenever coming in, like, over beginning part of the summer, looking at how this team was put together, I didn't expect him to be starting at any point this season. I'm curious if anyone else is with me on that. I'm just being honest with you. I didn't expect it, but yeah, he had a really good game, 18 points in 27 minutes. I've really enjoyed it, man. Jason Long, shout out to you in the chat here on YouTube. Cody, Big Mirk, and Keaton are studs. Studs. I agree, Jason. They are studs. And how could I do this show without mentioning them first, man? How could I not do this show without mentioning them first? Obviously, this game is yesterday, so you guys know for the most part what happened, but got to give a shout out to Ben Hummerkaus. I was on the Locked On Illini podcast with my good friend Sonny Verma last night, right after the game, and we did like a MVP of the game at the end of the show, and I think Mirkovic for sure is probably the MVP of this game, but I let Sonny have him because it's just like duh. But if you were to choose someone else from this game outside of him, I felt like Ben Hummerkaus was that guy. I mean, 21 points off the bench. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 of 11 from the field, 5 of 9 from 3-point line. So he was making shots from the outside, but I felt like he was active. He had a nice drive to the basket that I just don't feel like I ever saw last season at all. He looks more leaner out there on the court compared to last year, a little quicker. It looks like, at least. It's hard to say because you're playing Jackson State. You're bigger, faster than them as an entire team. You won 113-55, right? But I said on his show that, like, I thought, or I think that Hummerkaus will have like a similar year 2 jump that we've seen from other transfers. I'm not saying he's going to be Terrence Shannon Jr., but we know Terrence Shannon Jr. from year 1 to year 2 at Illinois was like generational, right? I think you can use other guys as examples out there that, took big steps in their second year at Illinois. And so I think Ben Humrickhouse, especially with how Brad's going to use him, I think Brad's going to use him a lot. He's going to be that 6th or 7th guy off the bench this year. Like, we all know that Brad loves Ben Humrickhouse. And I think Brad really emphasizing how much they focus on rebounding this summer will be big for him, because we all know how much Brad emphasizes rebounding. So, I think that if Ben Humrickhouse is going to be active on the defensive boards, that is going to be good for him in terms of staying on the court, but also could just help him with confidence and just being productive on the court. And then that could open up his game offensively. Of course, I'd like to see him hit a few more shots inside the 3-point line, but if you're going to make 5 threes, I'm not going to be mad about it either. I think the big thing for me and him with the 3 ball is consistency on a game-to-game basis. And then if the 3 ball is not falling, find a way to make an impact on the game, because he put too many like zeros out there in games last year, and it hurt Illinois in many ways. So good start to the season for Ben Humrickhouse. If I didn't choose Mirkovic to be MVP on that podcast, I would choose Ben Humrickhouse. Those are like my 3 guys from this game. But I mean, Jake Davis had a nice game. He started the game, 13 points. He had 3 of 8 from the field. Tommy Avicic, 21 points. He actually led the team, 4 rebounds, 9 of 12 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3-point line. He looks smooth out there, man. He looks smooth out there. And I think he's going to be in the running as one of the best players in the Big Ten this year. Yeah. Now, the big news that came out of this game is that no one expected going in was at the start of the game, Brandon Lee was in a walking boot or something like that, and crutches. And apparently in practice, not yesterday, but the day before, I guess he hurt his ankle. And so I think Brad Underwood said in post game after the game that he's unlikely to play on Friday. They're feeling more optimistic about Stojakovic and Petrovic. But listen, you got Texas Tech on the 11th. You got Alabama on the 19th. You gotta get healthy. Like, listen, you won by 1,000 against Jackson State. You gotta get at least, in my eyes, you need to get at least 2 of these 3 guys back next week. The thing about Illinois and Brad Underwood when it comes to injury status, we just never know. As someone who feels the same, I'm reminded of as a fan of being a Chicago Cubs creator, listening to Craig Counsell talk about injuries and stuff, or just the Cubs in general and how they do injuries. It's very similar. The difference here is I don't think Illinois manages it wrong, because they have a guy. It's not like they have a trend of guys who get hurt and then stay hurt for weeks and weeks and weeks down the road. And they don't have a history of guys who get hurt and, it lingers. Like, long story short, that's something the Cubs do. And it gives me so many frustrations. Like, not trying to go down that path right now, but I'm just trying to give a little, if you want some insight from me on, whether it's college sports or professional sports, like how these people voice injuries, they're just never going to give you what you want to hear. So until they say this guy's ready to go, he's 100%, he's going to go, then we can just sit here and speculate. That's the overarching point for me in this conversation. But to me, you need to get you need to get 2 of those 3, Brandon Lee, Petrovic, and Stojakovic. You need to get 2 of those 3 ready for next week, in my opinion. And if not by next week, by the time you play Alabama at the United Center. And I'm not just saying that because I'm going to be there. If you're going to be there, let me know. Would love to meet some people who listen to this show here in Chicago. All right. So we're about 20 minutes in. I don't really have a ton more else to say. It was Jackson State, man. It was Jackson State. But I think, you think back to the season opener last year. They beat my alma mater, Eastern Illinois, by 1,000 points, and they looked fun. They scored a lot of points. I think they're going to play similar type offenses as they played last year, and it's the same year. It's the same thing every year. They're going to shoot a lot of threes. They hit 17 in this particular game. They were 1 away from tying the record that was set last year. They're going to shoot a lot of threes, but I think, and I feel, based off the personnel on this team in terms of other guys on this team compared to last year, and the fact that they're older, there's more veteran leadership, I don't think they're going to live and die by the 3. So, and rebounding will be key. Rebounding will be key for this team's success. It really will. Again, 61 rebounds against Jackson State. You should out-rebound them 61-19 when you look at their size. So, yeah, man, I'm overall pretty content with how they played and looking forward to seeing who plays on Friday and, the health status of certain guys, and then just continue to see these freshmen make an impact, because it's just one game. It's just one game that mattered, but it was also Jackson State. Would like to see it against, I think they got Florida Gulf Coast on Friday. I believe that's who they play. Yeah, Florida Gulf Coast on Friday, 7:30 on Peacock. All right. Then they got Texas Tech. They got Colgate, Alabama, Long Island, UT Rio Grande or Grand, whatever. And then on November 28th, they have UConn, which that will be a good game. If Illinois beats Texas Tech, who's ranked number 10 in the country right now, and beats Alabama, that game against UConn will be really fun. Now, I'm not trying to get delusional and say that they're going to win all these non-conference games, but ideally, out of these 3, I would like to win 2 of the 3. Right? I don't think they're going to win all 3, but ideally, I would like to win 2 of the 3. UConn's going to be tough. They're the number 4 team in the country. We know Dan Hurley. He's freaking psycho. He's psycho, right? But let's just focus on Texas Tech next week. Play a good game on Friday to build up for that game. And we'll see. I've enjoyed this new type of non-conference schedule that Brad's been putting together last year, and with like the core high major non-conference games. I asked Illinois to go 2-2, and I believe that is what they did. But they had a chance to go 3-1. They blew one of those games. I think it was the game against Tennessee in December last year. So they had a shot. They had a shot. And that team was really young. So we got a more veteran-laden group. We got more talent on this team, I think. And I think that there's more continuity here early on compared to last year. And that's important. That's for sure important. So, yeah, looking forward to watching this team be tested before the Big Ten season. As far as Big Ten games, the season opened on Monday, so yesterday. No, I don't believe there were any upsets really at all. I guess we got to mention, like, Merez Johnson had a huge game for Michigan against Oakland. No one gives a fuck. And then he had some quote after the game about basically throwing a shot at Illinois it was either he was actually doing it on purpose or it's just him talking. It's kind of hard to tell, but basically saying, just blessed to have coaches that want to give me or want to believe in me or some shit in my abilities or something. It's just, if you read between the lines, it's kind of like, okay, dude, we get it. All right. We're feeling pretty good over here right now with Big Mirk, in my opinion. But all I can say, and it was all over Illini Twitter last night, like when Illinois and Michigan play this year, man, watching those two guys guard each other could be a movie. Could be a movie. So yeah, no big upsets. Obviously, everyone played a bunch of mid-major schools. Let's see. Tonight we got Purdue beat Evansville by 30. Iowa put up 101 against Robert Morris. And Hawaii and Oregon are playing right now. So anyway, that's all I got, my friends. I didn't even get to 30 minutes. 25 minutes in. We got a game on Friday. Probably do a show on Saturday at some point. Probably in the morning. Probably won't even be live since I know most people will be watching college football. But subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't, hit the like button for me on your way out of here. If you hung out here on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, Cody_Illini. And yeah, man, the season's just getting started, but I'm looking forward to riding the roller coaster all winter long. I'm feeling really, really good about this team right now. All right. I will see you all this weekend here on the YouTube channel. But until then, as always, my friends, ILL. Love you guys.